it's Kris.
And I'm Wyatt from Notebook Entertainment.
And we're here to bring you the Horrorland news. So on Tuesday, we had a trending topic of Nosferatu on social media. And in case you don't know, Nosferatu is an old movie.
Silent film.
Yep, silent film from 1922. And it's directed by F.W. Murnau. I'm sorry if I say that wrong. I'm much more familiar with Max Schreck, who plays the lead in the movie. And it's not, the name of the vampire is not Nosferatu. That's the name of the movie. Right. Alright? The vampire's named Count Orlok.
And it's not played by Willem Dafoe. That was in The Shadow of the Vampire, which was about the making of this movie.
Did I kill some of your people, Murnau?
And then it's actually loosely adapted from the Dracula story by Bram Stoker. Not loosely adapted enough to avoid legal scandal because they did get sued by the estate of Bram Stoker, and nearly every copy of the film was destroyed. Nearly every copy, because obviously some people saw it and we're still talking about it today.
It probably explains the shape that it's in, though.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of film copy, if you've ever seen it. They did make a remake in 1979 by Werner Herzog. Again, I'm horrible with names. I know who Werner Herzog is.
I would like to see the baby.
I'm just really bad with names and pronunciation.
But I admit, I did not know that he made a remake of Nosferatu.
Yep, he wrote and directed it. And this time the lead was played by Klaus Kinski, which I did not know that beforehand. I did have to look that up. With the remake, though, they got rid of all pretension and just used straight up Count Dracula and all the characters we know. So why are we talking about this today? It's because apparently the LA Times ran a story about Anna Taylor-Joy, and in the very end they list her upcoming projects, and one of them is Nosferatu, a remake by...
Say it. Say it. Say it.
The guy that directed The Witch.
Oh, yeah, the guy that directed The Witch and The Lighthouse. Yes, yes. I forget his name. I apologize. But he's a very artistic director, and I can see him making a Nosferatu film.
Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow.
Right, because the original Nosferatu, it was German expressionism film. It was one of the first, and the way that they use light and shadow to kind of build the horror and suspense with the character of the vampire, it's very artistic. Again, if you haven't seen the original, try and get your hands on a copy. It's awesome.
And honestly made it way scarier. They were able to use the shadows and everything to make it scarier.
Right, which is why I think Robert Eggers is a good choice to do it. The only problem is that his version of the movie was announced way back in 2015, and Anna Taylor-Joy was actually already announced to be attached to it back in 2017. And then it just kind of languished and everyone forgot about it, including me. I forgot that was even announced. In 2019, when asked about the status of Nosferatu in a Den of Geek article, Robert Eggers, he is quoted as saying, "But also, I don't know, maybe Nosferatu doesn't need to be made again, even though I've spent so much time on that." So it made it seem like it wasn't happening. A few months ago, here in 2021, a bunch of different articles ran rumors that Robert Pattinson was in talks to be in this movie.
What?
But I haven't found any sort of legitimacy or legitimate site reporting that it's all rumors and speculations from as far as I could tell.
You're drunk.
So back to today's LA Times article, Bloody Disgusting actually picked it up and ran with it, and they explained in their article that in the LA Times article, Anna Taylor-Joy never actually specifically mentions Nosferatu. It's merely a blip when the author of the article is listing all of her upcoming projects. And Bloody Disgusting even points out it could be an out-of-date list that they just didn't know wasn't updated yet. So it's not confirmation of anything. Everyone kind of went with it anyway and got very excited on the internet, and there was a lot of buzz.
The internet does.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz, because it does. It sounds like a great idea. Robert Eggers doing Nosferatu. I would watch it.
Visually, it's stunning already. Like, just knowing
I
what
can
he's
picture,
already done.
right.
But what's interesting is that he did work with Willem Dafoe on The Lighthouse, and assuming they still have a good working relationship, I think it could be really cool if he did get Willem Dafoe to play the vampire.
That would be awesome.
You
Yeah.
know?
I'm down for that.
How dare you speak to me that way? I have shots! I am the director!
Right. Well, I think the steam that this picked up kind of proves that there is an audience for this movie. So Robert Eggers, Hollywood, let's get on it. Let's make this. We're down. Let's watch it.
Yeah, like unlike some remakes, I feel like this one there's been enough time, even since the last remake, even since Bram Stoker's Dracula. If you want to go back to the Bram Stoker, it was 1992. So it's been a long time. I think we could be for a new Dracula.
There've been, there was Dracula 2000, there was Dracula, whatever.
But I'm talking about like a serious effort film.
A Bram Stoker Dracula.
like a something that could be up for some Academy Awards.
All the talk of Nosferatu brought up while I was researching to see if this was a true rumor or not. Another Nosferatu remake that I'd completely forgotten about.
I didn't know about.
But in 2014, through Kickstarter, director David Lee Fisher raised money so that he could make his own version of Nosferatu. But in April of 2016, based off of that Kickstarter successfully raising funds, April 2016, they announced that Doug Jones was signed onto the project to play Count Orlok, and that they had begun filming. Cool. Updates on Facebook seem to say that they were, filming was done at some point. The last Facebook update from the movie's official page was in November of 2018, and all that was a picture of Doug Jones dressed up as Count Orlok.
So at the very least, they got Doug Jones to do a costume tryout, you know?
At the very least. But all reports say that principal filming was done, and then they did do reshoots, because the last Facebook comment that I saw from filmmakers on their official page was from 2017, and it said that they had just completed reshoots, but that they were having trouble with the special effects. It was a little more difficult than they would expect, because their vision is actually interesting. What they wanted to do was take new footage that they shot and mix it in with the old footage from the original.
That's interesting.
And so I think the newer techniques of matching, the light and the sound and everything that was used to make such an iconic silent film, it maybe overwhelmed them a little bit. There was no word at all anywhere that I could find from 2017 on until March of 2020. And Doug Jones tweeted out that Nosferatu was in post-production and that it was getting special effects sound and lighting done. Nothing from the actual filmmakers that I've seen. Any comments, please? If you know of any, let me know down in the comments.
Yeah, and if the filmmakers are watching, happen to catch this video, let us know. Reach out. Let
the fans know what's going on.
Yeah, you can either tweet us. Our Twitter handles will be in the description.
Yep.
Or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we'd love to know what's going on. We're excited. We think the concept's interesting.
I
love Doug Jones.
I'll watch it. Yeah,
I'll watch anything Doug Jones does. So, I was down as soon as, he was signed on. So it's kind of irritating, because I see a lot of comments from fans that did contribute to this Kickstarter, and they're like, where's this movie? So I think just a little more communication with what's going on and where it's at would be a little helpful. And
Robert Eggers, if you happen to be kind of gratifying this video, give us an update on your film too. We would love to know. And
very excited about your film too. I will watch both. I will watch any any horror, really, I'll give a chance.
Yeah, really,
please.
it's true. It really is true.
Please give us more horror. So that brings us to the other big horror news this week, and that is the release of the new Candyman movie.
Ooh.
So this is a remake that did not get lost. It did get filmed. It's getting released.
We have our tickets for it.
We have our tickets. We're going to go see it Thursday night. We're super excited.
Very excited.
A little background on Candyman. So, like I was saying, it's not a remake, actually. It's a direct sequel. And it's a direct sequel to a movie called Candyman from 1992.
So, again, we're going to have Candyman 2021.
Right, exactly. So, don't get confused. The original one, 1992, was written and directed by Bernard Rose. And it stars the amazing Tony Todd. I love Tony Todd. I will see anything he's in.
And the equally amazing Virginia Madsen.
Yeah, she won like awards and stuff. I think
I think she did for this one.
Yeah,
like a horror award or something.
Yeah,
she was good in it.
She was very good in it.
Yeah.
It's just a great movie overall. If you haven't seen it, please do. It was based off a short story by Clive Barker. His version, The Forbidden, it's got the same sort of themes, so it kind of works. The themes for his story are actually more around the segregation and culture of poor urban areas from the British class, and takes place in contemporary Liverpool. Whereas Rose's version obviously explores themes of race and social class in poor urban areas here in the U.S., and he set it in Cabrini Green in Chicago, which I'm from Chicago, so this movie I probably have seen since birth. My dad was into horror movies, so I come from a weird family. We're into horror.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this was a big movie for people from Chicago. I was born in Chicago. A few years later, moved and raised in a suburb of Cicero, which is not the greatest suburb. So I really did like this movie. I thought that the themes were on point. I thought maybe a little heavy-handed in some areas, but sometimes you need to smack people over the head with things. Yeah. It's not preachy. It's a great movie, great horror film. Tony Todd is genius. He actually got stung by bees for this movie.
Lots of bees. And one of a kind voice.
Yeah. Iconic.
Be my victim. Be my victim.
Definitely see the original before you see the new one, because the new one is actually going to be a direct sequel. Because there are two other sequels to Candyman that came out.
Farewell to the Flesh and Day of the Dead.
Yep, and they're okay.
Yeah.
They're okay.
Yeah, the second one was at least theatrical. The third one, I think, may have gone straight to video.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah,
Don't
if
quote us.
it was a very limited release.
But yeah, they're okay. The second one's more okay than the third one.
Right.
But that's how they go. They,
Yeah.
in the horror world, for some reason, sometimes it's not always the case, but sometimes
they just kind of lose their way as they go on. I think it's because there's multiple people come in that weren't involved with the last one, and they have their new ideas, and they don't care about the canon, and it just
even the most iconic, Halloween, Friday the
Jason,
13th,
clearly.
Right, Freddy, they're all over the place, and we love them anyway. So
of course, it's part of the charm.
No Candyman hate here for any Candyman. But Jordan Peele, I guess, wanted to pull off a Halloween 2018, and in September of 2018, he announced that he was in talks to do his own version through Monkey Paw Productions. So Candyman goes straight to Candyman 2021.
Yeah, so which is very exciting. Like, as she said, I too love Candyman, and I'm not from Chicago or anything originally, but I'm from Sleepy Hollow, oddly enough. I love this movie just because it's just the creepiness of it, and who hasn't, when you're young, looked in the mirror with the lights off and, tried to summon Bloody Mary or something. Like, we've all done that.
We tried the Candyman.
Yeah. I tried Beetlejuice, I'll be honest. But I thought it'd be fun to hang out with.
This new version is directed by Nia DaCosta, who...
do you know what Marvel movie she has tapped?
I don't know.
She got tapped by Kevin Feige after seeing this to direct the Marvels. So Captain Marvel 2.
Those are two different movies.
Completely different movies, but
I'm excited for both.
He saw something in her with this,
right?
You know,
we're both Marvel fans as well as horror fans, so
yeah.
you know, excitement all around. So Nia DaCosta is directing, and it was written by Jordan Peele, Wynn Rosenfield, and Nia DaCosta, and of course, it's again starring Tony Todd as Candyman.
Hoping.
Well, that's what he's listed as.
It's gotta
be,
yeah.
So, the basic plot of the story is it's present day, a decade after the last Cabrini Green Towers have been taken down, and the entire area is gentrified, as happens. And we're following visual artist Anthony McCoy and his girlfriend Brianna Cartwright. And they're moving into the luxury condo that's now there. And they wind up meeting an old Cabrini Green resident who knows about Candyman and kind of spills the beans, I guess. And that's, so it's exciting. I'm excited for a new generation of it. And we kind of have our hopes on what this movie turns out. I know we've discussed it already, and we're kind of thinking that hopefully it's a passing of the torch.
Yeah, that's what I'm really hoping, is that just watching the trailer again and kind of hearing some behind the scenes stuff, because originally it sounded like they said they'd recast and they announced who they cast as Candyman, and I don't remember, this was years or two ago. And then later it came out that Tony Todd is in it, so I'm hoping that Tony Todd plays the Candyman we all know and love, and he's passing the torch on to a new cursed person, basically.
Right, yeah. He's choosing his successor to carry on this
because in the end of
urban legend.
Because in the end of the first one, it's kind of alluded to that Virginia Madsen becomes Candyman at the end. So, and I believe the sequels kind of did the same thing. So,
honestly, can't fully remember what the sequels are about. Saw them, not fully 100%. I've got the first one emblazoned in my mind. Yeah, I do not have the
They're not as good. Yeah, they're not as good. Like, when I think of the second one, I think a lot of Crow City of Angels, because I think they both had that whole kind of Mardi Gras type Day of the Dead thing going on.
I'm not sure.
But I couldn't. I might be.
I don't want to say anything because I could be 100% wrong on it. Like, I just don't have enough.
Well, I mean, it's weird because with the whole Mandela effect thing, you never can trust your memories anymore.
Oh my God, yeah.
So, who knows? I could be remembering a different movie. Either way, we're excited to see Candyman. Yep. And,
so come back Friday. The next episode of Horrorland News will be a first reaction / review video of us.
Yep.
And what our thoughts of the new Candyman are.
Yep, we're going to record it as soon as we come out of the theater. So, and it'll be up here on Friday. Yep. Exactly. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching. This was really fun. Thank you for embracing this brand new show. It's a kind of a trial
thing.
A shot. We're learning as we go. Any ideas for us, what news you hear about, leave it in the comments. Let us know. If you have leads, tweets, we would love to look into it and maybe make it part of the next show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Be my victim. Be my victim. I am the writing on the wall, the whisper in the